The place is beautiful. Where did you guys come up with the concept for kind of the decor and the feel for it? I mean, it when you said comfort food and everything, one of the first things that I said when I sat here was it feels like home. It feels like you're hanging out in my backyard or feeling it's comfortable. Hey everybody, it's Dan Ratkowicz, and this is episode 14 of the Helping Hands podcast. Really excited about today's episode. Obviously, we're not in the office today. We are in Garden Social in East Meadow. East Meadow's Long Island's newest, hottest place to be. And I'm here with two of the owners, and we're going to talk a little bit about Garden Social. We're going to talk about what they're doing for our community and all their great fare that they've got going on here. But before we get into all that, guys, can you just introduce yourselves, tell us about your origin story, what you were doing before this?
Sure. Hey everyone, this is Dave Bowler. I'm managing partner of Garden Social. We opened on November 5th with the goal and mission to be Long Island's premier beer garden kitchen on Long Island. My background is from the advertising space. I was in online advertising for over 22 years and bring a lot of that expertise and knowledge to Garden Social as we build our brand not only in East Meadow and Westbury, Garden City and surrounding communities, but throughout Long Island as we continue to grow.
All right.
My name is Kevin Olibov. I'm the executive chef here, and I've been working in this area. I had a restaurant prior to coming here in Merrick for 19 years called Nicholas James. I've been in the business since I'm 15 years old. I knew that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a chef my whole life. And I worked in a lot of restaurants around, and I'm glad that I had all this experience so that I could, come up with this great menu that we have here that is really going well to this point.
Going well. The reviews have been absolutely fantastic.
It's been a lot of fun to design the menu, and it's very rewarding to see all these dishes come to life, and people are just loving them. And there's like signature dishes already with our bacon wrapped onion rings, and the French onion soup, and there's just so many dishes on here that people are already so into.
Not even to mention the giant pretzel that.
Right.
That's our East Meadow giant pretzel. Yeah, that pretzel is locally made, and definitely something we took a long time, especially Bob and I, who's one of our partners. And we should mention there's
we
four
gotta
partners.
Give Bob the credit.
There's four partners at Garden Social. There's myself, there's Bob Russo, who's from East Meadow, there's Kevin and James. But back to the pretzel, it took a long time to find this pretzel, and it's not your typical kind of Bavarian German pretzel. We wanted to go out and find something that was more relevant or related to our high school pretzel. Crispy on the outside, nice and moist on the inside, and this is our number one seller within the restaurant.
Yeah, well, I was telling Kevin before that on Facebook, I constantly see my friends posting pictures of the pretzel going, guess where I am, guess where I am. You're at Garden Social, I know that, and then I'll put bring me back one. You talked about the other partners. How did you guys, because you have two other partners,
Yep.
How did you guys all get together? Because I know three of you guys were buddies from college. Kevin came in with his restaurant expertise.
Yep.
How did that come together?
So, in all honesty, the idea for Garden Social was something I was thinking about, not necessarily the brand Garden Social, but a beer garden about over 20 years ago.
Was it one of those hanging out in a bar somewhere?
It was more like I'm on the back nine and I'm tired of playing golf and I want to go to a beer garden. It's kind of how that kind of came to fruition. But the food service, entertainment, the hospitality, and I really do truly enjoy people. Wanted to create something like this, but was in a gig that really was providing well for my kids and I, and never left. I kind of was in advertising for that long and was struggling getting up in the morning and going to work and, getting on the LIRR, and it's a grind. And, in all honesty, when my mother passed away from Alzheimer's, she had early onset Alzheimer's, I said to myself, what am I doing? I'm waking up in the morning, I'm just collecting a paycheck, but I'm not doing what I love. And so there's this gnawing thing going on in me. And then one day I just woke up and said, I'm getting a broker and going to start looking for property. And the property we were looking for is what could house an outside pergola that we currently have is currently 40 feet long by 16. It's amazing. It's incredible. The mason, the contractors that put it together, it's just beautiful. Once I saw the outside here at Garden Social, which is formerly Callahan's, I saw it and immediately called James and Bob. James has operational experience through his business in the Bronx. It's Park Billiards. It's a billiards and grill. Bob is like the local mayor and the face of Garden Social here in East Meadow. Everybody knows him. He's an amazing kind of people person, great with sales and things of this nature. And we knew what we didn't know is what we were going to be aside from a beer garden. And we're going to be just like pretzels and burgers. And, you put things out in the universe, and I'm a true believer in this, looking for direction, and you kind of just keep thinking about it and talking about it. Bob came across Kevin at the Savoy, I think, and conversations got started, and his food was delicious, and we've become this kind of fusion, so to speak, of, beer garden plus amazing food. And if you look at our reviews, people are loving our beer menus. It's all locally brewed Long Island beer. We have some from Omegang is up in Cooperstown. We're bringing some great kind of craft from out of state, from Vermont and so on. And then to combine that with what Kevin's providing and producing in the kitchen, it's second to none. I mean, his food, I'll let you speak to your food, but your food's incredible. Anything from your salmon to your short ribs to your tacos to your flatbread margaritas to the shrimp ceviche, forget it. Like, everything on the menu is like, I touch it and, I love it. So, it was a real blessing to come across Kevin. And then once he was interested, it was a real no-brainer to grab him.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the food is outstanding. That's one of the reasons why we are here, because I wouldn't want to be somewhere where I thought one part was not even good. I think all the parts are amazing. I told Kevin before, told Kevin a couple months ago when I first had it, I think your burger is the best burger I've ever had. And one of the things that when we first came here, I didn't order the burger the first time. My wife and kids had the burger. And I saw everything. It's awesome, awesome, awesome. And then they ordered the burger, and I went to go taste it. And honestly, I was a little worried beforehand. I'm like, I hope I like this, because this place is so cool, and it absolutely delivered. It's a delicious, perfectly cooked burger.
Why is it so good, Kevin?
It's good. It's good because there's no shortcuts with anything on that dish. With the pork belly that we make from scratch here, I'm talking about my signature burger right now. But even going down to the grind of the meat that I use and the purveyors that I choose to work with to get me that meat, the bread. Everything is quality, and my equipment that I have to work with, my crew in the kitchen. It all just syncs together, and that's how you get some of the best tasting food that you can get.
Right.
And the crew that I have in the kitchen, I put them all together. I never worked with them before, so it's pretty amazing. I have other crews that I've worked with in the past that are excellent, but when I came here, we brought all new people in, and I spoke to them, and I tried to feel them out for their experience, and it's just amazing how I got organized in the kitchen, and I said, okay, you're responsible for the grill, you're doing saute, you're doing the pantry. I went over all the dishes with everyone. I went over all the recipes, and that's just the recipe end of it. But then we are busy here, and just the food comes out, we execute it, and the whole crew. I'm really happy with this crew. It's like a little army that I have back there, and we execute. And I have a very high standard. I look at all the plates, and I look at every dish. Would I put that out? Is that something that I feel worthy of putting out? And if something's a little off, maybe a few times I saw something that didn't cross the line, and and everyone knows that my standard is high, with everything.
You can tell all that from everything that comes out. what is what's some of your inspiration for some of the dishes that are on there? I mean, there's some of them. I mean, you got really cool names for some of them. You got some cool background for some of them.
Yeah, I mean, the menu's kind of all over the place. Like, we're an eclectic place, so I feel, we could play around with Asian. We can do, all around the country. French, there's Italian dishes on here as well. I really, I just thought about what, casual food people would like. I didn't want people to just come here once and have to wait a month or two to come back again. I wanted to put things that you could have. You can come twice a week, 3 times a week if you want with this type of food. The menu's big enough, and there's so many different categories.
When I think about it, I think it's upscale comfort food, and he mentioned it's very diverse. So you can get an Asian type dish, you can get an Italian type dish, an American kind of cuisine type dish, and having the repeat visits, which we're starting to see here, and getting some, loyalty from some of the community, and revisiting and trying different things on the menu. It keeps it diversified, it keeps it new, it keeps it fresh, it keeps them excited. And the same with our beer menu as well.
It definitely does, because I'm an absolute boring person. I will get the same thing from the same place over and over and over again, and I think I've had 4 or 5 different things from here, which is, totally out of character for me, because I'm creature of habit, very boring. But I was telling you guys before, I started with the tacos, the chicken tacos, which are very special. They're not just plain tacos. They're very special tacos. They got great ingredients, very different from anything that you're going to get anywhere else. The French dip, the burger, obviously, the pretzel, just a bunch of different things. Even the salads are different. They're not. It's just not a regular salad.
Another thing that really flies here is the cauliflower wings, which is a vegetarian option, offshoot of the buffalo wing, which offers 3 different types of sauces, and people love it. So it's stuff like that where Kevin's the Impossible Burger.
Is it like ground up cauliflower?
No, it's actually cauliflower florets that we roast off in the oven, and then the end result is, it's kind of a chicken wing, but it has that chicken wing feel.
All right.
So you're eating cauliflower, and it feels like you're eating chicken wings.
Yeah.
So with the buffalo sauce, the Cholula honey, we have a Korean barbecue that we make as well. That's a very big hit here. We're going through tons of cauliflower
that's
here.
next on the.
Yeah, another thing to mention is, I write close to 3 checks a day for fresh food coming in every day. Baldor, Main Street Meats, Gray Bar. These are reasons. You bite into one of our chickens, salads. You're getting a fresh chicken salad.
Yeah, it's antibiotic free. It's tender. All the meats, everything, is quality.
Right. So the place is beautiful. Where did you guys come up with the concept for kind of the decor and the feel for it? I mean, it when you said comfort food and everything, one of the first things that I said when I sat here was it feels like home. It feels like you're hanging out in my backyard or feeling it's comfortable.
That's exactly what we wanted people to feel. Is we wanted a place to call home for the residents of East Meadow, the residents of Westbury, Garden City, the surrounding community. Concept-wise, this does not exist anywhere on Long Island.
That's the other thing, that the fact that you have outdoor seating, I'm blown away that we're on Long Island, and there's very, very few places that have this, but have some place to sit outside.
If we couldn't fit a pergola, we don't have Garden Social. So this location was chosen, 1, because it fit the concept, and 2, conceptually, this doesn't exist. A beer garden with kind of this rustic barnwood vibe, little Brooklyn meets East Meadow feel is resonating. People come in, they do feel warm. They sit at the bar, they think they're going to have a beer. They're here for 3. The staff is very personal here, so they're going to make you feel like you're at home. They have a real uncanny ability to make you smile, so we do have our norms that come in, and it's where they call home, and that foundation, those kind of regulars, so to speak, or our evangelists, and they are getting bigger and bigger, every week. So it's been great. If you look around this place when you come in, every detail has been thought through. We spared zero expense in terms of the ambiance that we wanted. The barnwood was purchased from a company in Ohio that actually knocked down this barn. It was built in the 1860s, and they brought it in on a flatbed.
Wow.
So you can see it in the colors and the warmth of the browns and some of the grays and some reds, and it's just beautiful. The brick has all been reclaimed from Manhattan. Even our shelving behind the bar is from a Brooklyn warehouse fire from the 1970s. Any piece of metal you see in Garden Social has been handmade and touched by a human, but it has someone that is really kind of put the work in it, touched it, and made it and manufactured it themselves.
Right.
So that our bathrooms, women love our bathrooms. They're very that first of all we're clean.
Yeah.
They smell great, but they look fantastic. Barnwood sinks, custom painting inside. If you go outside in the beer garden, you have what's going to happen in May 1st is this beautiful landscaping is going to go in, so you won't know exactly where you are. We want people to kind of forget about life for a while, and we want to be facilitators of great experiences. So with the outdoor bar, the big pergola, the seating, this is a different type of place. It's a different type of environment, and again, it combines ambiance with a great product and service. That's we're striking a chord here locally.
And locally, you guys are doing great things already for the community, not only just creating a place for everybody to go, but giving back to the community. I know that you guys sponsored the local CYO tournament. I saw your banner up at the East Meadow ball fields that you guys are helping out the community there, and that's huge. We always encourage everybody to support local businesses, but especially the local businesses that are supporting the community. I can tell you countless times, countless smiles that Little League Baseball has brought to my kids' faces and my family, and it wouldn't be possible if it weren't for establishments like yours that help keep those things running. So that's outstanding, and everybody, I think I can speak for everybody in the community to thank you for your support. I also noticed when I walked in that you guys have on display a folded American flag, and you're going to be having a ceremony coming up shortly about that. Can you guys talk a little bit about what that is?
That flag was for a hot second. I was a Cub Scout master of my son's Cub Pack in Oceanside. I thought there was going to be a lot more camping involved, but there was more arts and crafts, and so what I had the kids do was create these care packages for some of the soldiers in Afghanistan. So they made these American flags out of kind of like the ice cream sticks, and they painted red, white, and blue with the stars and all that. And we mailed it off to a camp in Afghanistan, and it was received by the camp commander, and he sent back an American flag, camp coin, and a letter. The flag itself flew at the camp in Afghanistan, as well as in a couple helicopter missions. That kind of, so people come in and they take a look like that's cool, man. What is that? We are doing something bigger. I actually wanted to back up to the community because there's more that Kevin's working on, and we can get into kind of what we're doing on the with our fraternity brothers, our dedications and stuff. But on the local side, it really is paramount to our success is making sure that we're always thinking about in our mission, what can we do for the community? How do we incorporate the community into Garden Social? And so a few things we've done is, for instance, if you come in and you look at the pictures around the restaurant, they're all local East Meadow photos from Scott Eckers, who was a local historian and was kind enough to give us the rights to post these pictures. Kevin can talk a little about what we're going to be doing with the East Meadow Farm, but we also, work with PSE&G, which was kind of cool, and won a $25,000 grant. And as part of that grant process, there's a PowerPoint, a couple presentations, but it was a worksite revitalization. It was called Main Street Revitalization. And so taking a dilapidated property, bringing it to life, which is what we did. We tore this place down. But what we were going to do locally for the economy. So in terms of purchasing product, what companies we'd be supporting, we work with Locals to Locals, which is an initiative by a gentleman on the island where he supports local purchasing local beers that are actually brewed on Long Island. And he does an amazing job sharing a lot of that socially, and it's done a lot for us. As customers come in, they appreciate the fact that we are thinking locally. Another program we're going to do is with the East Meadow Farm, which is a Cornell cooperative, Cornell University cooperative, and we'll be doing some things with them, right?
That's right off of was it Belmore Road or Merrick Avenue over in East Meadow. Been there for a long time. Awesome property. What do you guys got going on over there?
Yeah, so we linked up with them, and they came down, and we went over my menu, and they're going to have some seasonal. At all times of year, they're going to have products that we're going to be able to purchase from them, organic products. The best tomatoes. They're going to get corn for us, fresh eggs, farm fresh eggs, which are going to be amazing.
Wow.
I've already played around with a couple samples of them, and they're just the colors. They're just vibrant, and you can just tell it's such a big difference. And it's exciting because I'm going to be they have my menu, and we're going to be getting some produce through them as well as this other company that I use, which is top notch.
Right. That's outstanding.
Yeah.
I mean, like you're talking like farm to table now,
right.
And on top of everything with every. I mean, I knew it looked awesome, and I knew some of this, but to hear that everything was reclaimed, and now you're working with the farm there, and I know they do a lot of educational things too. Over there to help out the community.
They'll be sponsoring an area of the garden as well. So the idea is to not only buy their product but incorporate their brand into Garden Social. So there'll be areas of the garden which there'll be plaque with the Cornell kind of farm on it.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of the stuff, and we're always looking to do stuff. We'll be doing stuff with the Alzheimer's Association. We have an event coming up on May 11th so as part of James, Bob, and I went to Allstate together. We're fraternity brothers. We kept in touch for a long, long time. And on 9/11, our fraternity brother, Kevin O'Reilly from the fire department, was killed. And he always stuck with us. It was a big hit for the entire fraternity when that went down, as it was for everyone who lost somebody or knew someone. And for that day, we're doing a plaque dedication for him. So we have the New York City Fire Department coming out. We have the New York City Fire Department bagpipers, which we have a couple fraternity brothers that are part of. East Meadow Fire Department will be here. I think we'll have the Tribune and a couple other papers here, which would be great. And we've created and made a plaque for him out of brass from an amazing company in Oceanside. And we'll be attaching that to the flagpole and also putting an eagle on top of the flagpole in his memory. Kevin was a very entrepreneurial kind of soul when he came out, a leader, and kind of kept us together as a 17 to 20-year-old kind of anarchy government that we were running. But he kept us together, he kept us focused, and he got us through a lot of things. So as part of that, we're going to do a dedication at 2 o'clock on May 11th, and then at 3 o'clock, we're hosting our first annual beer festival. So we have 8 breweries coming in. We have Greenport, Omegang, Barrier, Bayside Brewery, and a few others, Brooklyn, that will be lining the inside of the garden. We're going to be selling commemorative tasting glasses in Kevin's memory, and they'll go for $40. And a portion of those proceeds will go to the 343 ride, which is a foundation set up by the fire department, which my brother belongs to, that will basically take a bike ride from Ground Zero all the way to DC.
Wow! And
the proceeds of that ride go to help support wounded warriors. So we'll be kind of supporting that foundation on the 11th. So I encourage everyone to come down. This beer festival is something that we wanted to be an annual thing and wanted to grow. And so come down if you're available.
All right. I think all awesome things. You guys are doing great things. Anything that we missed that
we just released our new menus. We have a new spring menu. It's our second edition here. We started in November, and now we just changed it. It just got launched, so there's some really nice new dishes on there to check out.
What are some of the new ones? I saw on Facebook this morning. I saw a salmon dish that looked outstanding.
Yeah, we're doing a braised black beans with salmon that has a honey lime glaze on it. Has some avocado and a mango salsa, and it just works real well together. And we're doing a guacamole now and a black bean hummus in our appetizer area. We're also doing a ceviche, so we're doing shrimp and a fresh catch of the day. Like right now, I have some sushi grade tuna that's with shrimp that we're doing with the ceviche. We have a new chicken dish that's called "I'll Have the Chicken," which is it's going to be real nice. It's got like a lemon pepper and it's barbecue brushed. We make a barbecue sauce here in house, and it's coming with like Brussels sprouts and mashed potato and asparagus.
Chicken buffalo meatballs.
We have meatballs. We have chicken meatballs, and we can do that over zucchini linguine, or we can do it with the buffalo chicken style.
Where did you get your background in cooking?
I went to college for it, but even
cooking?
before that, before that, when I was 15, it was the first job I ever had was at International House of Pancakes.
Okay.
And I just, I was like a busboy and a dishwasher, and I looked at the cooks and I was like, wow, look at these guys. I couldn't believe it. And I knew that's what I wanted to do at that age. So I just got, serious, and I went to BOCES in high school, where part of my day was in culinary.
Right.
And then I wound up going to New York Institute of Technology, the culinary arts, and I got a degree in that.
Was it the BOCES that's by Westbury?
I went to the Carl
John
Place
Street?
one.
Okay.
There was one in Carl Place.
We've done a car show, and we worked with like the Magro Foundation. They were in the one in
Right. I don't think Carl Place exists anymore,
Okay.
so it's probably over there now.
Right.
And I've just been, I spent a lot of time in kitchens. I worked in Manhattan in a few restaurants, and the Garden City Hotel and Il Toscano, and all fine places. And I worked under a lot of people, and just over time, you just build a repertoire, and I always enjoyed being a leader. So
You can tell you guys love what you do. Like I can tell that based from the food and the consistency of the food, I can tell that you love it, and I can tell the dedication and the way that it's been months now, and you haven't skipped a beat. It's gotten better, and your story is like really inspiring. It's so funny that you're talking about wanting to leave the advertising world and do something that you love and what you're doing, because I've been like on that mission to do more of what makes me happy and do more of what I like, and a paycheck is great and all that, but if you don't like what you're doing, what are you doing it for? And you, that love really translates into the place. And I know, I don't have any personal experience in the restaurant business. I have business experience, but this is not an easy thing to be doing. I'm sure you're working harder than you ever did trying to run this and put this off the ground, but I'm sure you're probably loving it.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I'm coming from, boardroom presentations and there's a different type of stress with that. Here, my stress, lies primarily with, making sure customers are happy. We're a customer service business, and, the challenges with that pale in comparison to what I was doing in advertising, that's for sure. This is my first foray into the restaurant business. But at the end, it's when you are passionate about it and you think about it all the time, it's not work. Kevin will tell you I'm the first one up, and just because I'm an early riser, and I'm hammering off texts and emails, at 6:30, 7 in the morning. Because I love it, so I wouldn't have it any other way. That says there are a ton of challenges. Never one which you'll never give up. I'll never give up. Neither will Bob or James or Kevin. We're all in. But we do have issues. We have issues we have different type of stresses. We have reservation stresses. We have people that aren't sitting down quick enough. We have labor issues. How do we make sure the staff is properly trained? We struggle with it all the time, and our staff has done a fantastic job. But we can never be content with what we're doing, because once you get content, I think, and you see some success, some arrogance kind of comes in, and you get lazy, and then you lose. And we have big goals here. Garden Social East Meadow is a stepping stone in my mind to what we can build, and who I feel we're after from a competitive set. And, night and day, I'm in it, and Kevin's in it, and our two partners are in it, and we all bring something to the table that's unique. But at the, we don't always agree. You're dealing with 4 Type A's, sitting around a table, each bringing something to the table, but you're not going to agree. We have arguments, we go at it, but at the end of the day, we all have the same goal, and we all believe in that goal. And that's the glue that keeps it together, because we can always fall back, look what we've done. Like, look what we're creating. We can do better and we can grow. I think we're all on the same page as that Garden Social is going to be bigger than just Garden Social East Meadow. It's going to be something fairly substantial in the future.
You guys are awesome. I love the energy and what's in here. I'm totally. I see it, and I'm with you. I feel the same way with so many different things in my stuff, and you can tell that you guys are going to be big. You guys are going to.
I would say,
I'm just glad I'm on the ground floor with you guys, so I knew those guys when.
Come grow with us, man. We appreciate you putting us on your podcast, and from a marketing standpoint, Bob and I were fortunate enough to be on 90.3, I think a week and a half ago, and talking about more from a business angle.
Right.
What we're doing from a marketing perspective, and getting our brand in front of as many people as we can. Their eyes and ears from a marketing standpoint are my digital currency. It's how I value things. And so thank you for putting us on your show and give us the opportunity to share, our experience with the guests. I have any advice for your people out there that want to get into new business, and if it's in your heart, trust it. Like, just go for it. It doesn't compare, to anything else. So if it doesn't work out, it'll always work out. Something's gonna,
Right.
In the end, it always works out.
And if you don't try that, it'll haunt you for the rest of your life. If you don't jump out and take that risk, if you don't do that thing that
I read a really morbid survey once. I don't know why I read it, but it was a survey of those that were going to pass away, and the biggest regret was not doing what they wanted to do or doing what they loved. I think there's a lot of kind of, common sense logic to that. And so I try to listen to it and just go for it.
You guys follow Gary Vee on Facebook or YouTube?
Gary
Twitter?
Vee.
Yeah, Gary Vaynerchuk. Check him out. I talk about him all the time.
Okay.
You guys would love him. He's on the same page. On the same page with all that stuff. So you guys, I just want to run through the dates one more time, because you got the official opening
of the outside,
the beer garden.
Yep. So the beer garden's open now.
Okay.
The outside.
But you're going to be
the official will be the day we do the dedication.
We have some nice live music that day too.
May 11th.
Yeah, you have live music too on.
Yeah, Thursday nights we do live music, and on weekends on our brunches we have been doing live music as well.
Yeah. So May 11th, 2 to 6 p.m. Is the grand opening and the beer festival. Kevin mentioned our brunches are Saturdays and Sundays from 12 to 3. We have a beautiful new menu. We have ladies' nights on Thursdays, which are half off wine and $7 Cosmos. Wednesdays is half off all wine. Tuesday is Taco Tuesday. So there's a lot going on. We'll stay tuned. We're on Garden Social LI on Instagram, as well as search Garden Social East Meadow on Facebook. Please follow us so you get us up to date. We'll show you what's going on.
And I'll tag up and I'll put all the links to follow, but it's super easy. I'm sure if you just put Garden Social in there, you guys will pop up easy in there. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for what you're doing for the community. Thank you for having an awesome place for me and my family to go to, and we look forward to watching you guys grow and all the great things that you guys are going to be doing. So I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.